I'm going to ask you 12 questions and then answer them however you feel like answering them.
Cool.
The first question, what is your name?
My name is Kaya Mtambo.
My name is Einstein. Do you need a second name?
Do you have a
Last
second name?
Yes, I do. So Einstein Menashe Chindawe, that's my full name.
My name is Karabuli Teddy. I also have a YouTube channel. Please go subscribe. Just Karabo spelled with a C. Thank you.
Are you gay
Which definition?
or part of the LGBTQI+?
No, I'm not.
You're not.
Yeah.
Are you gay?
No, I'm not.
Are you part of
LGBTQI
in any way? An ally? Are you gay?
No, I am not.
Oh.
I'm straight as a ruler. Just not those bendy ones.
When was the first time you heard of LGBTQI+, gay, homosexual?
The first time, I think it was in varsity. I'm not sure where. Maybe like first year or something. I was well aware of like different sexualities, but I think that was the first time I like heard about like, I don't know if you call it a term or phrase or what, but yeah.
Okay.
The first time I heard the word lesbian, that was my introduction, was when I was in grade 9. So when I was 15.
First time, I think it would probably have to be, I can't remember specifically when, but sometime during high school.
During high school?
Yeah.
Can I say I support it?
Who I would say who isn't part of it will be your heterosexuals.
Because I didn't know what the hell that was during primary school.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you want to say?
I'm not part of it. I don't think I'm part of it. How much do I know about it? I don't think I'm part of it, but yeah.
Okay.
So you're anything other than heterosexual for the community, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Do you think it's unstable because of all its inclusion and continuous additions?
Do I think it's unstable?
Yeah. What do you think it stands for?
What was it? I think it was lesbian, gays, bisexual, transgender. I don't know what the Q and the rest of that shit is for.
It's queer.
Queer, oh.
Do you think it's unstable because of all its inclusion and continuous additions?
Unstable in what sense? Like, what do you mean by, do I think it's unstable?
What do you understand by the question?
Well, I'm not too sure really. That's why I can't formulate an answer right now, because unstable.
When you hear the word unstable, what comes to mind?
That, I don't know, it's falling apart from within. Like, even the members of that community are against each other, even though, you know, it includes all of them.
And
that's what I get it from.
And you think that's not the case with the...
I don't think that's the case, no. Well, I've never witnessed it or heard of it online anywhere, so...
How much do you know about it?
Not a lot. All I know is just the lesbian, gays, not. It's just the community of those people, that's it.
Okay.
And I don't mean like those people, like I'm excluding them from the human race. I just mean like that particular group of people.
I wouldn't use that word, but for this questioning, yeah.
What word would you use?
I don't know, but I would think that it's not
stable,
fully formed, if I can say that. Like it's not, okay, yeah, let's just use stable. It isn't,
right.
It's ever changing, yeah.
Do you think it is unstable because of all its inclusion and continuous additions?
I don't think it's unstable because I believe that it's okay to like have different sexualities, you're attracted to different people and stuff. And I think it's okay for it like to keep growing and adding on and like basically like developing. So I don't think that it's unstable.
All right. What do you think the plus stands for?
I guess more if they come up with other names for it.
Do you think we can deal with new types of gender, sexuality, and orientations on a daily basis?
No, we cannot. Because already, like, the whole gender fluidity and whatnot, like, you know, our parents and us, we were raised that it's male and female. And now, you know, with the whole LGBTQ coming in, it just makes it more difficult because now I can't remember what movie I was watching, but the guy had to adjust his speech because he couldn't use certain words because they would be offended by it. So, no.
Does your religion go against it?
Yeah. Yes, it does, Christianity. Yeah.
How does it go against it? In what sense?
In the sense that man is made for woman, woman made for man, nothing more. So the whole being with a woman being with a woman, a man with a man, you know, even transitioning from man to woman, that they just believe that, you know what, we were built like this, we're supposed to be like this. But obviously there are those supernatural occurrences whereby, you know, I don't know if it's a few chromosomes missing or something happened, and then they just happen to be either born with the less, like if a male is born with less testosterone and a little bit more estrogen, so now they start developing with estrogen. You know, obviously those are out of our hands, so those we have to accept.
Okay. What's your religion's views on it?
Religious view?
Yeah.
I don't know if they've changed their rules, but
Does your religious views or religion go against it?
Yes, it does.
What religion is that?
I am a Christian, so in Christianity we do not believe in homosexuality, basically.
Why is that?
God created Adam and Eve, and you reproduce woman and female, not man and man and woman and woman. But then also you're taught to love and not judge. So as a Christian, I stand by what's in the book, which is homosexuality is not the right, but you can't not love God's children, and you cannot judge. So I treat them as they are, and I love them as they are.
I have nothing against it, and I believe God loves us all, and I don't think it's wrong to just hate another person because they have a different sexuality or whatever. So I don't understand like people who claim to be Christians and whatever, and they are like against the LGBTQ community. For me personally, it doesn't make sense.
Do you think we can deal with new types of gender, sexualities, and orientations on a daily basis?
Yes, I have friends who are part of the community, so I don't mind it at all.
Do you think we can deal with new types of gender, sexuality, or orientation on a daily basis?
Gender, sexuality, and orientation.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes, because it's happening anyways.
Yeah.
But no, there's never ever proper discussions or proper definitions, if I can say that, for people to understand and accept what's always introduced and stuff like that.
And then do you think that affects society in any way?
I think it does affect society, but I don't think it should, because I mean there's just a lot, but there's like stigma around like the LGBTQ, and people, they are not really accepted as much as they should be accepted in the society.
So for example, for me,
Yeah.
I understand the basics, I guess. I understand lesbian, gay, I understand asexual, binary, non-binary, and then where it gets tricky for me is transgender.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's a transgender woman or what a transgender man is,
Yeah.
and how do you explain that, or what's defined as it, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think the plus stands for?
I think plus is just includes what's being added on. So like the original LGBTQ community was there, and then there were new or more, should I say, more orientation to sexualities that have been coming up. So the plus is just saying we can't add to the acronym, but the plus is including it.
And what do you think being an LGBTQI plus ally mean?
being an ally of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do I think of being an ally?
Yeah. What do you think, or are you an ally?
I'm an ally, yes, in a silent sense. Like all that can happen, you know, people can be gay, men can want men and whatnot, as long as I'm not involved in it.
What does that mean?
And what does that mean? That means that I'm gonna be blunt about, you know, people can be gay, they can do all the other shit and whatnot, but please don't come touch me, don't come do anything on me that, you know, trying to enforce your ideas of sexuality on me, because I know the sexual orientations are male and female, and that's it. You can't change my mind on that.
I don't know, I think wouldn't an ally be someone who's, I don't know. I know what the word ally means, but I don't know how to say it in context.
So an ally of this community.
So wouldn't it be someone else who will support the community, I guess? Yeah.
No, I'm asking your perspective.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's someone who supports the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with the world now, we're obviously we're creating a lot of sexualities and orientations on a daily basis, basically. But if that's really the case with the world today, what happens in the world whereby certain type of people they have like a sexual orientation that's really extreme? For example, sleeping with animals.
This is personal, right?
Yeah.
So it's my opinion,
Yeah,
what
it's your
I
opinion.
believe. Okay. So for me, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
It's like I said earlier on, I will accept you and your sexuality for who you are.
That's what.
But then there's certain lines that are just like, nah, bro, like that's just, you're doing the most right now.
That's what everyone is saying so far.
Really? Yeah. So for me, but it's hard, I guess, for the LGBTQ community to draw that line.
Yeah.
Because they're saying they're trying to be all inclusive. So technically speaking, to those people, that is their sexuality. That is what they kind of ascribe to or believe in or whatever. But I think that's just pushing it. That's just pushing it.
I feel like I'm not like affected as such. Like I see us all truly like just as human beings. So for me, it's not like it's a person. Like the person is different, if I can put it like that.
I mean, if we get to create gender and sexuality and orientation on daily basis, does that mean that we as a society have to accept this creation as they come? So if that is the case, then what happens? And a certain number of people decide they prefer sleeping with animals, then do we have to accept it?
Wait, what?
What's your take on that question?
Wait, please start again.
So basically the idea of this question is that we accept, because we understand that we accept different questions that comes with different types of sexuality and stuff like that, and we have to accept it as we go because we have to be inclusive and stuff like that. So what about if someone just comes one day like, okay, my type of sexuality is sleeping with animals? I mean, I'm sure there's something that already exists, but then what do we take?
Sure, that's different. So that specific example of sleeping with an animal type of thing. Sure. Or because we are accepting different sexualities. So now if a person comes up with like something totally different, I feel like it's definitely going to be very hard to accept the person, but you can't do anything about it. This is not about you. It's not your relationship at the end of the day. And I feel like, I mean, we all have rights and freedom and whatever, so you can do whatever you want to, although it would be very weird. Also, does the animal agree to that?
Good question. But what do you think the plus stand for?
I think it's just an addition to whatever people want to like pursue or something. I don't know, I'm not sure.
It requires me to sleep with animals.
I think society would have to accept it because it's more difficult going against it. Like you'll rile up a lot of people, you start causing riots and whatnot. So by choice, society doesn't have a choice. We have to accept it. So yeah, even with the whole new additions and the changes, like you have to sleep with animals and like you can do you. Like I'm not hating, but society will have to accept because it'll be very difficult because the society now has to please all of these different groups, so they don't have a choice but to try their best in accepting it.
You think?
Because going against it obviously will cause chaos.
So as a society, we have to allow them or prohibit them?
I think as a society, we have to allow them because again, they are expressing their sexuality and and also the world isn't really now like set on a certain like path of rules. Now all the different rules are just diverged everywhere, so they're
way too far.
So you think as a society we should leave them or stop them?
Stop them, definitely. I mean, I feel like there's only so much you can do to push people.
Yeah.
So like I think if I'm not mistaken, there was an argument going on a while ago about peadophelia.
Yeah.
And should they be included?
Yeah.
No. Because according to many children's rights, that's an offense. That's against the law. So I'm pretty sure that's also what is it called again? It's called brutality. Animal brutality is also against the law. You can't be doing that. It shouldn't be accepted.
they'll just have to accept that and go on about it, and try and keep the peace between all these different groups.
Last question. What are the conditions in which helps us to determine that the certain sexuality, orientation, or gender preference is right or wrong? So if you believe that's what the plus stands for, doesn't that mean that with the previous question that it accommodates for that as well?
Probably. So then the question is probably going to be then like, why are you not accepting?
Yeah.
Probably. I see it going. Yeah, I feel like it's a different one. It's just a weird thing to adjust to and accept.
Okay, but then should we as a society allow others to do what they want to do, or should we stop them?
I mean, how stopping them going to benefit you? Why are you stopping someone because they want to pursue a relationship with this type
Animals.
of sexuality animal? Like, that's what I'm saying, that the animal has to agree. Like,
How do animals agree?
consent.
Last question.
Okay.
What is your name?
Cruelty.
That's not the last question. I guess my question is, what are the conditions in which helps us to determine that a certain sexuality, orientation, or gender preference is right or wrong?
That's a very good question.
I'm going to say once you violate someone's rights is when it's wrong. So, for example, pedophilia, if a growing person is having intercourse with a younger person and there's no consent, you're breaching someone's rights, which is wrong. And you can't say that a 6-year-old understands what consent is to a 40-year-old. There's no way of arguing that. Same thing with animals. You can't say an animal is like, yeah, sure, you can go ahead and do your thing to me. So I think it's once you breach someone or a living thing's rights, it's a no-no.
But then you say just rights and you mentioned human rights. What about animals' rights? Because you were against that.
That's what I'm saying. I said, like, with an animal, if an animal can't give you consent to do, and well, like you said, animal rights, and animal brutality is, it's a law basically. So the same thing. If it's going against anyone or any living thing's rights, it's a no.
Currently, I really don't know what are the conditions that need to be met to determine whether it's wrong or right. But I think from a historical perspective, I think it will have to be things like the Bible and whatnot, just what was already set in place in the beginning. Now I don't know what conditions need to be met.
Yeah.
But I think it will have to be things like the Bible, religion basically, because religion spans so far back into human history. So I think, those are the only conditions I can come up with. So what religion accepts, then from there we can determine what's wrong and right. But now in a more flexible world, we don't have any anchor to base any type of condition, because someone could just wake up one day and be like, gay people aren't, being gay is wrong because, man and man, woman and woman, they just decided it doesn't work. So again, because of the whole flexibility, I don't know what conditions they can come up with or what conditions are there.
So basically, what makes you believe that it's right? What makes you believe that it's wrong? You? Shit, I don't know how to put that. Sure.
You can take your time.
Okay. I feel like it's hard. It's a hard question, man. It's a difficult question because you can't want to tell someone that you're doing something right and you're doing something wrong. Okay, maybe you can. For example, the animal thing.
Yeah.
If let's say, okay, I'm not like vegetarian or whatever, but I'm feeling for the animal personally.
Yeah.
Like, does the animal agree to it? So in my eyes, then I feel like I'd be like, that is something wrong. So let's say with like another couple that we are like used to, they love each other and I feel like it's a mutual thing, so I believe then it's right. You can't say that it's wrong because it's a mutual feeling. I don't know.
Is that going to be your last answer?
I don't know. I think so, yeah. It's a difficult one, man. It's a difficult one.
Should I just repeat the start of that question?
What are the conditions which helps us to determine
Which one's right or
that a
wrong?
certain sexuality, orientation, or gender preference is right or wrong?
Currently, I really don't know what are the conditions that need to be met to determine whether it's wrong or right. But I think from a historical perspective, I think it will have to be things like the Bible and whatnot, just what was already set in place in the beginning. Now I don't know what conditions need to be met,
Yeah.
but I think it will have to be things like the Bible, religion basically, because religion spans so far back into human history. So I think, yeah, those are the only conditions I can come up with. So what religion accepts, then from there we can determine what's wrong and right. But now in a more flexible world, we don't have any anchor to base any type of condition, because someone could just wake up one day and be like, I don't know, gay people aren't, being gay is wrong because, you know, man and man, woman and woman, they just decided it doesn't work. So again, because of the whole flexibility, I don't know what conditions they can come up with or what conditions are there.
Okay. How do people find you on social media?
Karabo with a C. You must link. You're gonna put my things right there on the screen, right? It's just Karabo on Twitter, Karabo on Instagram, spelled with a C, and then my YouTube just Karabo. Please just get me to 200 followers, subscribers. I mean, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Karabo.
Thank you, Lucian.
Are we done?
Yes. Any last words?
Nah, not really.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Alright, cool.
What are these questions?